today we're going to be potting up the rest of these little plants I got at Green Acres. And they were all, I think these were like $3. One of them I think I paid $6 for. But yeah, so I just grabbed a bunch because they had some really cool stuff. Not just your normal common little ones that they usually have. They actually had some interesting ones that I liked and I wanted, so I got them. So I'm going to start with this one. This is the biggest one. I think I paid $6 for this, and it's not labeled. None of these, actually I think only one of these was labeled. I'll have to look, but it just says assorted cactus, so you just kind of have to find someone else who knows what it is or guess. So let's start off with this one, and the first thing I need to do is get it out of its pot, which I think will come out. It's really dry. They're all quite dry, so I think it's just going to come right out. I don't want to poke myself because these spines are sharp. And I'm not going to mess around with the roots at all. I'm just going to set it right in here, give it some fresh soil. Ooh, that was close. Okay, let me get my little tongs and I can straighten this up a bit. Try to get it kind of centered. Yeah, it'll be good right there. And we'll add the rest of the soil in here. Get it packed down good. So these, I went over there yesterday, which was Friday. Today is Saturday, obviously. And, oh, here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for my little brush. Today's Saturday. And, so I thought I would just do 2 back-to-back potting up videos, because I wanted to get these plants into their new pots. I don't need more of these. I don't have any room for more of these. But when they're only $3 a piece and they're really cool looking, you know, I just can't help myself. Especially when I'm alone. You know, when Dave's with me, he's kind of the voice of reason. And but he wasn't with me. So so I got to do what I wanted. And I brought home a few more babies. So I think what I'm going to do is I have an old hay cart that doesn't work for hay. It's just too it's too skinny, it's too narrow, it's metal, the tires have been flat for years, and we usually just haul firewood around in it. But I think it'll be really cool to build some like steps in it with bricks, and then just kind of make a layered little shelf kind of display for some cactus. I think it'd be really cool, and then I could put it out in the full sun, but I can move it to bring it in the winter if I don't want the plants out there, depending on what I put on it. And I think it'll look really cool. Okay, so there's the biggest one down. So like I said, this one was $6, which was, in my opinion, a steal. Now I'm gonna go with this funny little, and I just kind of, I filled all the pots up, put the screens in, did all that already, so you don't have to watch all the boring stuff. So this looks like some sort of, is this marked? Ooh, this one has a label. So no, it doesn't. Generic. Yeah, 2.5-inch cactus. So it almost looks like a mammillaria. So I don't know, what do you guys think? It's pretty clumping, but look at all the little flower buds. It's gonna flower soon. So it's clearly outgrown this pot. You can see all those roots coming through the bottom, and it's just really, really squished. It's not, the spines aren't real sharp. They're kind of soft and flexible, but it is going to be tricky getting it out of here. I'm probably going to have to break, yeah, I'm going to just break some of these roots off. Yeah, it's completely root bound, and a couple of these spines are sticking in my fingers here. Let me get rid of that. Ow. Okay. Yeah, so you can see it's pretty root bound. It definitely wants to be repotted. And it's really clumpy, whatever it is. So I kind of want to get it up to the top so that it can just grow flat on the surface and spread out a little more if it wants to. I feel like I got another little cactus spine poking me. So I think just like that. How does that look? That looks good. Probably doesn't even need any more soil. I think that's good just like that. And then I'll just fill it in with a little extra top dressing. And this one's going to be good to go. Poke that down a little bit. Maybe I'll add a little bit of soil. Yeah, I can add a little bit. The nice thing about these ones in these tiny little pots is you can pretty much get all the soil in your pot before you even drop the plant in. And it makes it really, really simple to plant these up. A little bit over here. Try not to get too much on the spines that I'll have to clean off. And this was the soil that I mixed up yesterday, and I mixed so much extra because I knew I'd be potting these little guys up. There. That looks good. When I get some top dressing on that, that's going to be really pretty. And hopefully these little flowers will open up. Okay, so there's 2. Number 3, I guess we'll just do this little one that's sitting here. I believe that that's the pot that I picked for, yeah, that's the right pot. So we'll get some of the soil out. We only need a couple of inches here. And this one, it's got some sharp spines, but it's not like, they don't jump out at you because they're almost flat. Get in there. Stay. Stand up. Ooh. Yeah, they're kind of, they grow flat, and but they're stiff, so you certainly don't want to grab a hold of one of them with any force because you will get stabbed. But it certainly makes it easier to handle this one. Okay, poke that down a little bit. And you probably should kind of break the roots up a little bit, you know, because all of these plants, which might be why they were so cheap, they're all pretty root bound. I think they've been in these little 2-inch pots. I mean, look at the size of these little pots. They've probably been in there since they were little bitty seedlings. But not great for the plants, but good for us who want to buy them really cheap. And usually cactus at this size are not too expensive anyway. I've found, at least up here, unless it's some, you know, like a specialty cactus of some sort, you know, they can be a little bit pricier. It's like cat hair or something in here. What is it? Oh, it was a dead weed. That's what it was. One more down in there. Oh, that's good. Okay, so that's good for that one. Can you see that? I can't even see the camera. It's on the side today. That looks good, huh? How cute is that? I like the dark spines on the top. So we'll put this one over here. That's 1, 2, 3. Let's do this little. This is a little ornery one. Got a little wider pot for this one. But look at the spines on this one. That is crazy. I don't know if there's no, oh, put it down in the sun. Now you can see a little better. Beautiful red spines and kind of almost like hairs down, you know, right close to where the spines grow out. So we'll pull a bit of soil out of here, and we'll definitely be using the tongs for this one because this has some really stiff, sharp spines. Again, pretty root bound. Let's get down in the sun. Can you see it over here? Look at those roots. There's like almost no soil, just roots. But it's pretty dry. So these will be really happy to get some some soil in here around their feet. Let me back up a little, see how low. I think I'll raise this one up a little bit. Just a little bit. And that looks good. Don't fall over. Don't fall over, please. I'll be careful how close I get my hands here, because like I said, this one is sharp. Get some more soil there, and apparently it's not going to be centered because it flopped over, but it'll be close enough. It'll be close enough, and it should be able to, you know, all of these really should be able to stay in their pots for quite a while. I am not going to make the mistake of using my fingers to poke the soil down on this one, even though I keep almost doing that just out of habit. I don't want to get stabbed, because I think this one, if I get poked by it, I'm going to feel it for the next couple hours. I don't know, I think roses have some sort of toxin in their thorns, because if you ever have gotten poked by a rose thorn, it doesn't just hurt right when it gets you. It hurts for a long time after. It's like, you know, like it's got some kind of a poison in it, or a venom. Actually, I guess it would be venom. And I'm in the garage and I have a fly that keeps landing on my leg, and it is absolutely driving me crazy. I hate flies, but when you have horses and donkeys and, you know, you get flies and you just got to deal with them. Okay, did this one have, nope, again, cactus assorted, generic, no label. There's a hummingbird right here. Oh, it just flew out. It did not. That hummingbird just pooped right here in front of me. Really? That was not very ladylike. She was like flying around right in front of me. See if she comes back. Come back. She's directly, oh, there's 3 more. No, that one's a dragonfly. There's 2 more. The hummingbirds here are just insane. I have 2 big feeders in the back. And so I have what I like to call them my north birds and my south birds. And they do not share their feeders. So if one of the north birds tries to feed out of the south bird's feeder, the south bird, which is usually sitting up in the tree, comes flying down like a little jet and chases them off. Get this over in the sun. Look at how that, isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, I love this. So I'm gonna do the Google Lens thing on these and see if I can't get at least a close ID. So this last one here, I'm gonna put it in a little bit taller of a pot, but also pretty small because there's not much underneath. This one's actually labeled Trichocereus glandiflorus hybrid. So, which is why I took this one, because I knew that the Trichocereus have these, you know, the great big crazy flowers that I like. This one, odds are it'll just have white flowers, because, you know, for a $3 plant, you're not going to get probably anything too special, but you can kind of see, where's the sun? Really totally root bound. Very dry. There's like, you can't hardly even feel that there's any gritty soil in there. So there's probably not much. But let's stick that one right there. Does that look somewhat centered? There we go. Let me get some soil around. Ooh, don't fall over. Don't fall over. See if my hummingbird comes back. That was so funny. Man, she was just like 2 feet from my face, checking me out here. And I was actually watching this morning. I love hummingbirds. Absolutely love them. And they, once, you know, when you have an established little, I don't know, herd, pack, flock, maybe, of hummingbirds, they get to know you. And then they're not afraid of you. And so they'll get really close. And, you know, if you talk to them all the time, they won't fly off as soon as they see you, which is cool. They just go about their business. And this morning I was looking out one of the back doors, and I could see into my cactus garden over on the end, which has some echeverias, big echeverias with like 2-3 foot, you know, long bloom stalks with the big flowers, well, or the little flowers, but the long stalk of flowers, and I was watching one little hummingbird, and it must have checked out at least 20 of the flowers on it. It was so cute. But of course I didn't have my phone, so I couldn't get a quick video. Okay, so here's this one. This is the last one for today. Can you see it over on the edge there? Really pretty. Nice green with a lot of yellow. Yeah, these are really sharp, stiff spines. No flexibility. Okay, so that's done. So we're gonna put some top dressing on. So hold on 1 minute. Okay, so we're back, and I did move my cart out into the sun a little bit so you can see it a little better. And so there's not a lot of room for top dressing on a couple of these, so I think like these black pebbles might be a little big, so I'm going to go with these smaller ones. And these two have a really deserty feel to them, so I think I'm going to go with this. I think this will look nice on them. Let's see how that looks. That looks good. It'll give them kind of a natural look. Where's my little, I have a little scoop. You know what? It's not out here. I don't know where it is. Is it down there? I don't know where it is. I'm just going to have to wing it, and hopefully I don't stab myself. But usually if I just kind of tip the pot, gravity will help out. And I don't need a whole lot on here because it's not like I'm going to be watering these all the time and washing the pebbles off or whatever, but just, you know, enough to keep the fungus gnats off the soil and keep it from drying out quite as quickly after I do water, which here everything dries out pretty quick here. And that's a good thing if you're trying to grow cactus and succulents, because you don't want them sitting in water. You just want to give them a drink and then let them get on with their lives. Okay, so yeah, I like that. That looks cute, huh? What do you think? Why do they stick these stupid labels on the outsides of stuff? I don't understand it. You know, when you had to write reports and you would buy the folders with the plastic on the front, the clear plastic, so you could see the cover page, and then it would have a big price tag that you couldn't peel off. Oh, that used to make me crazy. And I'm really OCD, so I can't stand even having a little piece of the sticker left on there. I want it all gone. That's just me. This one, I think I'm going to do the same thing. Whoa! I'm just going to keep it simple for these. Get it in between all the... If you know what this is, let me know in the comments. It's kind of, you know, I think it's something that's pretty common. I'm making a mess. I think it's really a common... Ow! See, what did I tell you? Look at how sharp these little babies are. Oh! If I wasn't on camera, I would have said something else. But I do try to behave. Look at this little teeny spider. Dude. Here, why don't you go in here? Get on there. There you go. Have at it over there. I don't know where he came from, but he looked like he was struggling. I might have squished him a little bit. I don't remember what I was saying, but it probably was just babbling. You know, I do a lot of that. So if, you know, for any of you who were following and watched my video of potting up all my new Trichocereus hybrids from Brent Wigand, I made that video yesterday. Now, I don't know if I'll get this one posted today, so it, you know, the timeline might be a little off. Oops, careful. Careful. But I did message him to find out, because it looked like the plants were just out in full sun, but I wasn't sure. So I messaged him to find out, can I just put them back out in full sun, you know, once they settle into their pots or whatever? And he said no. He said they are grown actually under 40% shade cloth, and that I should hold off putting them out in the sun until fall when it cools down, which should be within the next month. It should really be cooling down. We have had such a mild summer for our area. We've had a few stretches of, you know, 100, 105. I think the hottest day here was like 108. And that was just for a few hours late in the afternoon. Then it cools back down. we've been really lucky this summer. We've had a lot of days in the low 90s, which is, you know, just perfect. It's still hot. I still cover some of my plants, but a little bit too hot to put out plants that aren't, you know, acclimated. You don't want to fry them or shock them too much. So I'm going to go with the jade. But I did forget to ask him about some of these. I mean, I just need to do a little research to find out if they're going to be like frost hardy. Are these going to be out? Because he's down near San Diego, in that direction between LA and San Diego. But I think he's the same zone as us. But I don't think they get as much frost as we can get in the winter. Excuse me. It doesn't happen a lot, but we do get, you know, some periods of frost. And it seems like if they grow the plants down there, I'm really similar weather-wise up here. They do get the same heat, depending on how close they are to the ocean. There's another little weed now that I know what it is. It was probably clover. Ooh, I even got the roots. I would think I would be able to just leave my stuff out all year like they do, but I think we get a little colder here because I did lose some plants last year that we're not happy about the cold we got. So, but that's okay. Not, you know, it was nothing expensive or rare, or, you know, just some common plants, some echeverias, things like that. So this year I know which ones to replant with, the ones that are going to be hardier, and the ones that did survive it but struggled, I'll know to protect them with some frost cloth. Or if I can move them, you know, some of the ones in pots, I can just either put them back in my greenhouse, which is a long ways in the back, so I don't really want to carry plants out there. Or, you know, I can bring them up closer to the house, under the porch, wherever. Any place where I can find a spot to protect them. So, you know, because I started this garden last year. The first section is a year old, a little over a year old. And now I'm getting an idea of what I can plant here and what's just not going to make it in the ground. Okay, see, these look good. All right, this one, what do I want to do with that? I kind of want to make that blingy, but I don't have, I think that's too, the fiberglass, I don't know. I wish I had like sparkly black. I mean, I do have way down under here. Oh, okay, I do have some black fiberglass, but it might be too big. I should separate. So, what about this? What do you think of that? I mean, it's mirrored. Let me see. I kind of want to bling this one a little bit. Make it sparkly. Get in there. How's that look? What do you think? Yes or no? When the sun hits it, it'll be kind of cool. Now, the nice thing is, because I am OCD, if I decide, you know what, I don't really like that, I will sit out here with a pair of tweezers and pick every single piece of fiberglass out of here. And for a couple of reasons. One, you know, I'm not made of money and I am kind of cheap. I don't want to go buy more because it's expensive. This was 50 bucks for this tub. Now, I can do quite a few plants with it, but it's still expensive. And so I don't use it very often, only on something, you know, that I really want to kind of be noticeable. And I can't just afford to just, you know, go out and, because I know a lot of people, and I do it with some of the cheaper top dressings or like the more natural stuff. So like if I was gonna change this and I pull the cactus out, I would just mix all that rock right down into the soil. Just gives it a little better drainage. And I think I paid $12 for this size. These are $8, but this lasts a long time just on a few. I mean, you see, that's all I use. This was new. I did 2, barely used any. But the fiberglass, you know, I will meticulously pick every piece out. And then what I do is I'll take it in the house and I'll throw it in some water and let it soak and then rinse it good so it looks new again if I use it again. That's why you can see some of this is kind of dusty. I don't know if it shows on camera because I had it in a pot before. I think I kind of like that. That's pretty. Can you guys still see? Am I still in camera here? Everybody's still in view. I don't know if you can see those ones over there. Yeah, they're kind of okay. So what I was saying that you probably missed was the amount of top dressing that I used in those two, which was quite a bit, only used a little bit out of the container. So it does go a long way. And yeah, I think I'm kind of happy with these. I think I'm gonna leave. I love these little jade pebbles. These ones are so pretty, and it just brightens a pot up and it gives them a finished look. But I really like that. I think I like it. So now when this plant spreads out, and I'm gonna assume from looking at it that it's gonna really want to spread. It's got a lot of like spent, ow, the glass is sharp too, by the way. You gotta be careful with it. It's got a lot of like old spent, I think, dead thorns in here. Are these even attached? Get in there, let me see. I'm trying to get this one little piece. Yeah, I guess they are still attached. Maybe they just dry out, but it looks like they're growing in a circle. They're a little bit more reddish orange, but the 3 blooms, I'm pretty happy. Those are gonna be cute. They're small. But, so, anyway, back to Brent. So when he told me not to put them out, so what I'm doing is, let's move you over here, is I am going to just keep them on my little cart here. I'll put them back when I'm done, because this rolls. I love this little cart. I'm going to just roll them back and forth, put them out in the morning. I just got some shade screen on them because they're sitting out in the full sun here, and it's starting to get warm. You know, it's about 10:30. But yeah, so that's it. And I'll move them back and forth so they get some morning sun but get protected. And yeah, that's about it. So thanks for watching, and I hope you're subscribed to my channel. If not, you know, please subscribe, because I'm trying to get more subscribers than my husband. He's still 100 ahead of me, and we kind of have a little contest going on. So I hope everybody has a great weekend, and we will see you next time.